hello everybody. A couple things I want to talk about in this video. The shady, nauseating bunch. Yeah, big shock, huh? Alright. Let's talk about this for a minute. The Kardashians. Kris Kardashian, whatever. She signed the dotted line. Sold her soul to the devil. These two were her sacrifice. Her and Bruce Jenner's. They were swapped at birth from being boys to girls. Gender sacrifice, I guess you can call it. Kendall and Kylie, they were born boys. These three refused to join the Illuminati. And I'm wondering, I remember back in 2008, 2009, when I knew that they were being kind of pushed into it. They were going to be approached about it because they had had their first season of their reality show. And so I knew that one of my sources had told me that, you know, they were taking the paper to them, the contracts, and if they wanted a second season, they were going to have to sign the dotted line. And then after that, you know, we've had how many seasons of the Kardashians? So I figured that they had already signed the dotted line and went along with it. But apparently, these three younger, or older, Kardashians refused to sign it. Not these three, because these are replacements. And so it was the original girls. And they killed them off. And they replaced them. And since then there have been multiple replacements of these three. That's why they always look different. And you can tell if you look at their necks. They're all on to me now that I know about their necks, so they'll probably start photoshopping pictures online. But all celebrities in Hollywood have been soul scalped. When you sign the dotted line, you get soul scalped. If you haven't seen my video on soul scalping and how they do it, you need to watch that video. But basically what happens is you either get a snake shoved down your throat or a reptile quill stuffed in the back of your eye, and it buries itself into the back of your head, your eyeball, wraps around your optic nerve, buries itself in your nest. It takes over the human body, and the person that used to be in that human body gets pushed to the fifth dimension. They go to the fifth. So this is what's going on with the Kardashians here. Always will be different because they're always replacing them. Here's another photo. Bruce Jenner was involved with Kris in the gender sacrifice of these two, and of course he himself would become a transgender. He's also been taken over by a reptilian. I'm going to show you some pictures of him in a little bit. Pretty gnarly. Here they are again. And yeah. The Thing. That's nauseating to me. I just can't. I can't take it. Some more pictures. This is what I wanted to show you. Check out the neck. It's the easiest way to tell these soul scalp people now. Instead of looking for slits in their eyes, because they can wear contacts to hide their eyes. Look at the necks. You just can't hide it. Check this picture out. If I can get over there. I don't know if I can. There we go. Look at this neck. Look at this neck. Look at this neck. They're all... Look at the ridges and the lines. That's not human, folks. One of the biggest things about reptiles taking over human bodies is they have these weird bumps on their foreheads you can look for, which I don't see any in here. Obama usually has them. Weird looking bumps on their foreheads, or the obnoxious necks, the ridge lines, because they're not human, they're reptile. And so they'll have these obnoxious ridges and lines. Sometimes on the sides of their faces, you can see ridges and lines, like Angelina Jolie. She got busted on that. Some pictures online of her with some really odd looking ridges on her ear, on the shape of her, on the side of her neck, head. You can also look for scrawny, skinny, bony fingers and bony arms. That was obvious in the Michael Jackson video I did and showed you about his long, scrawny fingers, his reptilian hands. So I had a conversation with Lucifer about these people. I wanted to show you what he had to say. So let's look at some pictures on Kanye West. Very close to what he really is. Kanye West sacrificed his mother when he joined the Illuminati. There's a lot of before and after pictures of him. Sometimes his neck looks normal, and then other times you can see the huge indents. A lot of times he hides it. He never looks happy. He's always mad. Maybe he's not happy because he's on Satan's crap list. Spends all this time promoting Lucifer. I'll tell you one thing about Lucifer is he hates people with attitudes. Anyone with an attitude. And Kanye has a big one. And so Lucifer can't stand him. Let's go back to... yeah. So I asked him about Beyonce. Let's look at some pictures of Beyonce. Beyonce's a pretty girl. And you can't fault a lot of these people because they were swapped at birth. They had no say in the matter. They had no choice in the matter. She has come out and she'll talk about Sasha Fierce, who is this MPD, dissociative identity disorder alter that she has, named Sasha Fierce, who comes through her while she's performing and does singing and dancing. If you saw that video of her at the basketball game where her programming just shut down, that was hilarious. She was like a robot sitting there with Jay-Z. Different of hers. She kind of got the weird neck thing going here. All you have to do is check out the necks, folks. They can't hide it. Let's go on to Jay-Z. Jay-Z, transgender. He was born a girl. That's why they hooked him up with Beyonce. They do that like they did with Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. When he puts on his little earrings, it's like he would have been one ugly girl. I'll tell you that. He's one ugly guy. He's a recruiter for the Illuminati. I remember he was coming to Akron, Ohio, recruiting LeBron James. Going to LeBron's house over in Akron. I live about an hour from there, probably not even that far. They have a MyLab base under that Chapel Hill Mall over there. Not too far from where LeBron grew up. Real shocker, huh? Jay-Z. He's a handler too. I've heard he handles Alicia Keys, Beyonce. There's probably some others there in New York that he handles. And he's a lab rat. He's been through the system. They all have that blank reptilian stare to them. Jennifer Hudson. I remember watching Jennifer Hudson on American Idol when she first got her start in music. She was on American Idol. And she got kicked out somewhere around middle of the top 10. And she was angry, held a grudge against Simon Cowell. But then like a year later, she's getting an Oscar for Best Movie or whatever. And you're like, how the heck did that happen? How did she didn't even have an acting role before then. She just got cast in a movie and wins an Oscar. That doesn't happen in Hollywood. There's no dream stories in Hollywood. She sacrificed her mother, her sister's son, actually. It was her brother, not her sister. It was her mother, her brother, and her nephew. And ever since then, she's got an Oscar, Weight Watchers commercials, and that's it. And from what I had heard, she was supposed to get elevated to Whitney Houston status because she certainly has the voice. Jennifer has a huge, beautiful voice. But I guess what happened with her is she copped what Satan hates the most, and that's attitude. attitude. He hates a person with attitude. And so they sat her down. She got her toys, her Oscar, for her sacrifice. Then instead of her career being elevated, it got frozen. This is her base back when she was on American Idol. Shortly after that, remember that hairdo? Remember this one? Let me see if I can get. Remember that one? She had this really crazy hairdo when she was on American Idol. She was a lot younger then too. I think she was like 19 or something. Check out these ridges, this scaly, gnarly stuff looking on her neck. The weird, obnoxious neck and chest bone. There's no escaping that, folks. Well, you just say no. Tom Cruise. Yeah, I heard the story about Tom Cruise falling asleep in his bedroom, and his daughter walked in and saw him. And she ran out of the bedroom screaming her daddy was a monster. And she hasn't seen him since. And I heard on TV the other day or somewhere I don't know why they were talking about him. They said that Tom Cruise had not seen his daughter in 2 years. And I think they were trying to blame it on Scientology. But the truth is she's scared to death of him because he's a reptilian. He's been replaced totally by a reptilian. And shapeshifted. What happens is when you go to sleep, you lose your human form. It takes them concentration and attention to keep human form. See the neck? And he fell asleep and lost his human form, and she saw him. So now she doesn't want a thing to do with him. She's scared to death of him. That's one of his clones, but look at... Even the clones have that weird necks. Even she has the weird neck. She's probably a little reptilian child. Look at that neck, the ridges. You can't make this stuff up, folks. We orgoned the Scientology headquarters in Florida. And so now they hate it there. That's what he's talking about. Madonna. I've talked about her before in one of my other videos on vampires. She's actually a bride of Lucifer. She's married him. She's not just a vampire, but a recruiter for the Illuminati. She's in the Sisterhood. And her service to Satan is doing public rituals and public initiations through her concerts. And if you noticed, I spent a lot of time on TV trying to prop up Beyonce. They're trying to elevate her to a status so that when it's Madonna's time to go, they can prop up Beyonce to take her place. But Beyonce's nauseating. I like Beyonce as a person. She seems like a nice girl. But the media just smothers you with Beyonce material. With the Kardashians, it's just nauseating. You can't take it. We live in Beyonce's world now. They use them to prop them up, to bait everybody else. Look what we have. We have fame, we have fortune, we're celebrities, we're stars. Join the Illuminati. But as Lucifer says, someone's always buying it. No matter how much garbage they push and they sell, someone's always buying it.